live. Okay. So, today, December 3rd, what we want to talk about today is solving rational equations. And we know the word rational. What does the word rational mean in math?
Fraction.
Good. Nice job, Victor. It is a fraction, okay? So the word rational just means fraction. It's a fancy math word for fraction. I know some kids say, why don't they just use English instead of math? But it does mean fraction. Okay, so right off the bat, okay, don't divide by 0, right? Don't divide by 0. These are called the excluded values, which means x can have a value, but in example 1, if x equaled -8, and I don't know what the answer is yet. If x equaled -8, I'd have to throw it out. Because -8 plus 8 is, right? Now this one, I can do it in my head, but maybe you can't. 3.5, but but how can we figure what the excluded value is? Well, we know it can't equal 0, so let's make it equal 0 and find out what it can't be. So again, we know it can't be 0, so let's make it equal 0 and find out what it can't be. So I'm going to take my 2x minus 7. So it's the denominator, right? So let's take my 2x minus 7 and make it equal to 0 to find out what it should not be. Well, let's solve for x. Plus 7, right? Divide by 2. Divide by 2. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So, if I went 2 times 3.5 minus 7, I get 0, right? So we better say x cannot be 3.5. And again, I don't know what the answer is yet. I haven't solved for x yet. But I know this. If I get an answer of -8, I'm going to say no solution. Okay? If I get -8, no solution. If I get 3.5, no solution. Thumbs up on that? Right? Can't be -8, can't be 3.5. So let's solve it. So anytime you have a fraction equal to a fraction equal to a fraction, we cross multiply. We cross multiply. Now we probably learned this in geometry, but that was during COVID. And so we cross multiply. We'll have A times D equals B times C. We cross multiply, okay? Fraction equals fraction, we cross multiply. Well, I do have a fraction equal to a fraction, don't I? So I'm going to multiply x plus 8 across. I'm going to multiply 2x minus 7 across. When I cross multiply, there's no more fraction. See that? When I cross multiply, there's no more fraction, which is great. It makes it much easy. So let's do that. Let's cross multiply, and I would have then a 2 times a 2x minus 7 equals a 5 times an x plus 8. The fraction's gone. Okay? So I just multiply 2x minus 7 up and over, okay? And I multiplied x plus 8 up and over. Thumbs up? So I just brought them up and over, okay? No more fraction, right? Now it's easy, isn't it? Yeah, we did in our warm-up, didn't we? I think I did that on purpose. What do you know?
Yeah, we did.
Purpose-driven. What do you know? So we did. So we distribute. I think I did that on purpose, maybe, huh? 4x minus 14 equals 5x plus 40. Because Jacob, I agree. We've done this one before, haven't we? Right?
Answer is you. Are you negative?
-54? Was it -54?
Negative 53.
I'm going to go minus 4x So I like to get rid of the smallest x first. It helps with negative. You could minus 5x is fine. You guys did. I like to get rid of the smallest x first. I don't like negative values if I can avoid it. 1x plus 40, which is the same thing as x, minus 40 minus 40. We did this in our warm-up, right? We got negative 54 equals x. Okay, now. Well, negative 54 is not negative 8, and it's not 2.5. I'm going to keep that answer, okay? That's my answer. If it was negative 8, they throw it away, right? Okay, let's look at example 2. Thumbs up. So, example 2. Excluded values. Before we solve it, x better not be what value right there? 3. What's 3 minus 3?
0.
Can't be 3. X cannot equal what? 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. Good. So if I get either one of these two answers, we're going to say no solution, okay? All right. So fraction equal fraction. Let's cross multiply. Let's cross multiply. So I'm going to take my x minus 6, multiply it up here, and my x minus 3, multiply it up there. All right, so I'm going to have x minus 6 comes up and across, x minus 6 times x plus 1, and my x minus 3 comes up and across, x minus 3 times x plus 2. This one's 0. We've done this one too, haven't we? But let's do it. Okay, you guys remember this one? This one's 0. Okay, but remember, do you remember how we solved this? Sure you do. We just did it 10 minutes ago. That times that, that times that, that times that, that times that, right? We're going to FOIL, or W distribute. X times x is x squared plus a 1x minus a 6x by Emily. Have a great weekend, okay? Okay. Fernando, you're not leaving yet. Are you leaving yet? Okay, you got to go too? Okay, we'll wait for these guys to go. Okay, good luck. Have fun. And remember, win or lose, you play the game because you love the game, right? Play the game because you love the game, right? Okay, so we're multiplying through. As Fernando's packing up, right, I multiplied through. I'm going to combine like terms. I'm going to x squared minus 5x minus 6 equals x squared minus 1x minus 6, right? Jacob, I want to do this one your way because I want to show, because cross out the 6 is totally correct. Okay, can we do it your way? Yeah. Okay, I'll wait for you guys to get caught up. So Jacob said cancel out the 6's because they're the same. He's totally right. Now here's the thing. If we cancel out the 6's, we've got to remember, if I have negative 5x equals negative 1x, if we add an 1x, add a 1x here. Jacob, here's why I don't like to do it this way, because we have to remember what's over here. Good. As long as you know it's 0, then we're good, right? Because we know negative 1x and x makes 0. Good. See how I was a little hesitant to do it that way? But you're right. You're right. And then divide, x equals 0. Now, is this an okay answer? Can I keep this answer? Is it a 3? No. Is it a 6? No. Let's keep the answer. Right? Turn the page. Oh, yeah. Okay, now, example 3. First, what I'm probably going to need to do is add these two, because I want a fraction equal to a fraction. That makes sense? Okay. Okay, so what does this fraction have that this one doesn't? So this one needs an x plus 2, and this one needs an x plus 1, right? Okay, so then I'm going to have a common denominator of a x plus 2 times a x plus 1. I'm going to have a 3x plus 6 equals, I'm going to do this times this, a 15. Oh, hold on, my bad, made a mistake. Oh, that's okay, it's easy to fix, that's what whiteout's for. I made a mistake. It's because I wrote this all over here. This goes right there, right? Plus a 4x plus 4, and now that equals my 15 over my x plus 2. All right, let's see what I had. So I have, a 7x plus 10 over an x plus 2 and an x plus 1, right? Wow, this is getting hard, isn't it? Can we cross multiply? Maybe, right? Okay. So if I cross multiply, this comes up here. Well, that might make my whole problem easier. This comes up here. What happens? Anybody? I don't know if anybody's going to see it. If this x plus 2 comes up here, can you? Yeah. Blaze, was that you who said that? Alex, nice job. I would have a 7x plus 10 over an x plus 1 equals a 15. Right? Now, if I multiply the x minus plus 1 over here, I'll get my 15 times my x plus 1. Am I going too fast for you? So then I've got a 7x plus 10 equals 15x plus 15, right? Minus 7x minus 7x. 10 equals 8x plus 15. Ooh, this problem's big, huh? Minus 15 minus 15. Divide by 8. Wow, that's a lot of work, huh? Yeah. That's a lot of work, wasn't it? Guess what? It might have been an easier way to do this one. I like to do this. I love doing this. Because I want you to think. I called it. Okay? I want you to think. Okay? Isn't that terrible? Oh, man. So let's look at this.
You could eliminate the x plus 2.
What if this comes over here?
Whoa.
Would they have a common denominator?
Yeah.
We did all that work and there was an easier way? Yeah, because we got to think smart, not work hard, right? So let's see, like, hey, Mr. Davies got an idea. Let's see, I got my 3 over my x plus 1 equals 15 over x plus 2. Subtract, because how am I going to bring this over?
You're right.
I got to subtract it, right?
So that would have been 3/8.
So these two have a common denominator,
So
right?
11?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what the heck?
A lot easier problem now, isn't it?
And look at that.
Well, we got to solve for x. So now what would you do? Got a fraction equal a fraction.
Then you've got to cross multiply.
Then we cross multiply, right? Which is basically what I had the first time, right? We'd be to here. Okay. Wow, this was got to be an easier problem if I just saw the trick, right? I know, pretty cool, huh? Why did it make us do it the hard way?
That's a great question.
Because you can do it that way.
You can, both ways work,
But do you
right?
want to do it the hard way?
No, because you know what we're gonna do?
We're gonna-
We're gonna think, right? Yeah. Will you ever do this in your life? Probably not. But you know what you will do?
We'll think.
You will think, right?
Maybe. Now make it possible.
If you become a math teacher, then you'll be doing this the rest of your life, huh? Yes. Okay. And then from here, we just do what we did, right? 3x plus 6 equals 11x plus 121. Did I make mistakes on that? Oh, okay, thank goodness. I thought, wait a minute, I don't remember that number being in there anywhere. And then minus 3x, 6 equals 8x plus 11, minus 11, negative 5, 8. Same answer, right? That's the same answer you have? Okay, so this doesn't always happen. But I saw this trick. You didn't, did you? Isn't that a cool way to do it? Bring it over. You got a comment? Okay. So let's do the last one. Okay, now the last one's got a trick also, and I'm going to show you the trick before you do too much work, okay? I'm going to show you the trick. We're not going to do number 4, we're going to do the easy way, and there is a trick, and I promise I'll show you the trick, okay? All right, so example 4. Before I do anything, I am going to need a common denominator. And to make that a little easier, I'm going to factor out an x. Okay. I do know x cannot equal negative 4, and x cannot equal 0. All right? This problem is going to get easy, but you got to let me show you the trick. Okay, it can't be 0 because 7 over 0 is 0, right? Bad news. Could be sad. Can't be negative 4. Negative 4 plus 4 is bad. Could be sad. Can't divide by 0, right? Okay, so let's get a common denominator. What does plus 4? Yeah, this one's. What does this one need? What does this one need? This one's got an x. This needs an x over an x, right? What does this one need? X plus 4, right? Right, but it needs an x plus 4 as one term, right? So I'm going to multiply this one by x over x, and this one by an x plus 4 over an x plus 4, okay? So I'm going to have a 12x (7x plus 28) over my common denominator x times x plus 4. Okay, now it looks horrible, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to show you something. Write this down. That would be doing it the hard way, but you could, Alonzo, you could, yeah. I'm doing it the hard way, okay? And trust me, it becomes really ugly to do it that way. Here's what I'm going to do, okay, guys? In the equations, right? Remember the human scale? What I do to one side, I have to do the exact same thing as this, right? So if I multiply this side here, whole side by x times x plus 4 over 1, what do I have to do over here? What did I multiply over here? So multiply the same thing over here? You guys want to watch this because this is such a sweet thing. If you're a math nerd like I am. Why would I do that? Well, doesn't this cancel that? Fraction's gone. Doesn't this fraction cancel both those. Fraction's gone. Isn't that a sweet trick? So if you get to the point where you have a common denominator all the way through, you can just about get rid of your denominator because you multiply both sides by the common denominator. Okay, one more time. Once you get the common denominator, if you multiply by the common denominator, it'll cancel everything out. And what are you left with? Just a pretty easy algebra problem, aren't you? So then what you're left with is, yeah.
Is it a minus 7 over x?
Oh, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's make that a negative 28. Thank you, yeah. Guys, I never make mistakes, do I? Yeah, so then what I have is a 12x minus 7x minus 28 equals 22. Now that problem's pretty easy, isn't it? Looked like a really hard problem. So here's what I want you to hear. I want you to hear this. Once you get a common denominator, if all fractions have the same denominator, you can just get rid of it, okay? Now I've got a 5x minus 28 equals 22, right? Plus 28 plus 28. 5x equals, what's that, 50, right? Divide, x equals 10. How's that? Now, these are hard, right? So I'm not giving you a lot of these, but I want it done, okay?